Belgian listener trying to understand cancel culture. Oh, you owe it to yourself at some point to go to Belgium. Oh, you got to go there. And how seriously they take beer, and every beer has its proper glass. It is just a fucking art form. Man, if I ever go off the wagon, that's the place to be. All right. Dear Bold Burr, big fan of your work, humility, energy. Well, talk to the cat person because they think I'm a fucking hothead. And yada, yada, yada. All right. I know you don't read this shit anyway. All right. I'm reading it. You know, I'm going to therapy now. I'll take a compliment now. I'm living in Belgium. Come here someday. I did Antwerp one time. Brussels, and I saw Tommy Aldridge in the fucking lobby. And I said, Tommy Aldridge? And I knew he was tired from the fucking road. So he turned around like, hey. And I just said, thanks for all the great music. And I just walked away. Didn't ask for a picture, no autograph, no fucking nothing. But I got to talk to him, which was awesome. Brussels is full of Anglophones, close to the folks you get to meet in Scandinavian countries who all speak perfect English somehow. Well, let's not get crazy. They speak English I can understand. Let's not get crazy. Welcome to Sweden. I must say, I struggle to get the whole cancel bullshit going on in the U.S. I know we have it here too, but as a sort of watered down version of what you guys have. Once again, a great U.S. first to spread on the world. Thank you. I know, sorry. I do get the idea. I do get the snowball process of it. Well, then there it is. Yeah, it all starts with a good idea. There's guys taking their dicks out at work. They're fucking raping women, and they have no one to go to. And yeah, we should get rid of these guys. And then it becomes a moneymaker, both with news organizations and these nonprofits, air quote, that fucking start up. And then, you know, it's no different than like when a hurricane happens and a bunch of people lose everything. Everybody else wants to help, right? So what do? They fucking, they start sending money to these organizations that pop up, and inevitably you end up finding some of them are bogus and people just keep the fucking money. And this stuff, this cancel culture, Me Too shit, unfortunately is no different. There's always going to be opportunists, and you're starting to see people use cancel culture now that they're educated on how the snowball works to try to just take somebody out who didn't even do anything. They just don't like his politics. And it is really fucking amazing to watch all of these people that are so-called progressives sit back and say nothing and just let it happen because they also don't like that person's politics. It's pretty sickening. Anyway, I do get the idea, he says, and I get the snowball process of it, yet every time I try to dig a bit into, it seems so disproportionate that I end up confused. Let me explain my confusion. On the recent Dave Chappelle thing, I see famous Americans like Joe Rogan, like Bill Burr, sort of jumping on the subject and trying to defend their fellow comedian, yet whenever I see the actual attack, by which I mean the first outrage take, and not the even lazier retweeters. Oh, the retweeters are worse. They just see the accusation and then they just write, and I'm surprised why. Actions have consequences. Big surprise. And they don't know. They probably haven't even watched the clip. Anyway, I see some dude or chick with a rather low-quality media platform, mediocre audience, which is what I meant by disproportionate. Yeah, they're the ones that get it going, I guess. I don't know. I try to ignore all of that shit. He goes, I'm not trying to make you say the obvious, I know, right. These untalented wannabe famous douche dick riding the easy train of lazy outrage to get some publicity. This seems very clear. Well, you actually just described most of media. There's just a lot of stuff to look out there, a lot of video games to play, a lot of shit to stream. Every month there's people walking around going, oh my God, have you seen Squid Games? It's the greatest show ever. It's the greatest show since the greatest show a month ago. And everybody's got to stream it and get caught up. So I think news agencies, is that how you say it? news platforms, people getting in trouble gets clicks. So that's what it is. And then when a person defending themselves is, somehow considered going against the narrative, so then they don't really cover that. So they just sort of become, they get used to take people out. It's fucking gross. Anyway, what I don't get is what's the concrete basis of all this shit? Could you define the stages of cancellation for me? The example you brought with Norm Macdonald on his multiple hilarious SNL bits on OJ helped me a lot understanding his being kicked out of the show, and also made me discover the guy a lot better. Thank you so much for this. The guy is now sitting on my top comedian list. That's awesome. Alongside your ginger ass, of course. There's a big gap between the two of us, but thank you. Hopefully your more than likely real experience with this can shed a light on the subject. And dude, come to Brussels. Don't make me go to London. These fuckers left the union. They don't deserve you. Also, out of religion and out of therapy, good for you. Now it's time for Zen. Fellow Buddhists here won't push his practice any further than this line. I could get into that Buddhism. I still need a lot of therapy, though. You kind of got to work your shit out. I can't just be like, well, I'm not going to worry about what I can't control. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. Dude, I can't explain cancel culture. I can't explain it to you. I can't tell you that I am a lefty, and I am shocked at what people on the left are doing to other people with no trials or no nothing. And it has just gone so fucking beyond, the initial, legit dirtbags that they were getting. And now what they do is they try to just, dig up some sort of fucking something that can get you canceled. They literally go out and try and find it to get rid of you, because they don't, not even because they want to stop whatever they're allegedly even happened. If it even fucking happened, they just don't like you. And they're using, you know what I mean? It's just fucking weird. They go, I hope somebody got raped so I can get rid of this person. It's like, wait, you shouldn't be hoping that. The fuck, like, it's gone kind of bananas. And I think, I don't think it's a lot of people that are doing it. And I'm hoping, I feel like there's just a bunch of people in the middle on the left and the right are just sitting there waiting for shit to settle down so they can poke their heads out again, because everybody's trying to not get in trouble. And there's got to be a way for the middle, the rational people, to be like, hey, can everybody just fucking settle down here? Like, what do we, everybody has a right to have an opinion. Everybody can say, can chime in. Just because they don't agree with you doesn't mean you now have to fucking try to end their ability to, earn a living. I mean, does any of that sound crazy? It's fucking bananas. Southern accents. Hey, Billy the Kid Burr. On the topic of Southern accents and ignorance, I came across this pretty cool and quick explanation of where the different accents and drawls. Nothing else, that's just a period? You mean come from? The women in the video explains how the American Southern speakers are the only ones left who still sound like our ancestors. All right, is that a good thing? You mean the slave owners? I mean the people who exterminated Indians? She explains that the first and second generations from Great Britain spoke in more of a British accent, but the kids of those parents began to develop an elongation in the way they talk. Well, then they didn't. I mean, we initially came over here with the accents of whatever country we came from, right? The only ones who sound like our ancestors. I don't know about that. The woman in the video then shows the different accents from the various southern states. It's very interesting, and I thought you'd enjoy it. All right, I'll check that out, and I will tweet out the link here.